Hey there, bots and babes. It's Captain Dolphin coming to you with the 18th edition of the MSTie Minute, a YouTube series where I talk about things happening in the world of riffing. I don't know about where you live, but up here on my SOL, it is cold. Luckily, I got this cool hat from Robin that's going to keep me warm throughout this episode. So let's do it. Dive right into this edition of the MSTie Minute. Let's talk about things happening with the fans of MST3K and other riffing. You can join me each week for the amazing Colossal Watch Together guide, where each week we watch an episode of MST3K that is important to the plot line of the series. Coming up this week, we have episode 624, Samson versus the Vampire Women, and as we say goodbye to TV's Frank. So that's Wednesdays over in the riffing room. Join me, and we've got several more episodes to get through, so come on. What else is happening? Let's see. Oh, Incognito Cinema Warriors. You may know them as that other puppet show that's really awesome, who I love very much. They are changing up their name, so I want you to go head over to their YouTube channel and go ahead and subscribe to their new YouTube channel. They are now going to be called the Robot Co-op. So yeah, doing cool stuff over there, riffing things, so go subscribe to them. The Revival League podcast, they released their latest episode where they talked to season 11 director, Hollywood veteran director, Rob Cohen, and like I said, he helped co-direct season 11 of MST3K. And if you didn't see yet, there's going to be another original radio play from the folks over at not Incognito Cinema Warriors, let's go back. Revival League podcast, their next upcoming play is called It's a Telltale Valentine, Eddie Poe, written by our good friend Erica Rodriguez and Greg Talley and Ryan Smith. So keep your ears peeled for that one. The online Watch Together group, this coming weekend, we're going on a road trip. We'll be stopping in the Big Apple, San Francisco, and south of the border. So you'll want to come along and be sure to bring your car snacks. If you didn't already know, RiffTrax is going to be over they're going to make a live appearance and do a live show in the UK. There actually is an MST3K, UK fan group on Facebook, and they're going to be having a little meetup before the RiffTrax show. You must go be a part of that group to see the event, but I'll put the link down there, and I want you to go join up with that group so you can meet up with if you are in the UK, and you can meet up with Misty's. Hey, maybe you want to make a road trip of it yourself. Louisville has a meetup group that meets usually about once a week. This coming Thursday, they'll be meeting and watching some riffing. St. Louis, Missouri has a meetup group too, meeting on January 20th, but apparently they have filled their spots for that. I think it's ran out of a lady's house, and so she can only have so many folks, but they're still meeting. Portland, you got a little bit of time for Monday, February 5th. They'll be getting together and watching The Incredible Melting Man. Now, here's the fun thing. If you want to go see other people do live riffing, say, if you live in Chicago, you can go to the Down in Front show. They're going to be riffing Karate Kid. Or if you're in Kansas City, not Massachusetts. I'm just making up states and names now. Kansas City, Missouri, there is the group Cinemasochists, and they're going to be riffing 50 Shades Darker, that weird movie, and Cineprov in Atlanta, Georgia on the 19th. They're going to be riffing Flesh Gordon, so you'll want to go check that out because live riffing is really cool. Of course, there is the MST3K Postcard Exchange that you can be a part of and be a pen pal with Misties around the world. And if you know of a meetup or something, you let me know, and I'd like to tell other people about it so we can share the riffing love. Here's what's happening with the cast and crew of the show over at RiffTrax. In case you missed it, like I already talked about, they're going to be doing live riffing in the UK. In London, they're going to be doing two shows, Plan 9 and Samurai Cop. Just like they do their live broadcasts here in Nashville, they're heading over across the pond, so that's really awesome. They've recently released a new full-length riff called The Journey Absolution. It has some great 90s stars, and I understand there's a lot of shirtlessness, so this chick's gonna have to go check it out. Of course, another full-length riff that came out a couple weeks ago is Starship Invasions, and then don't forget they did riff Batman v Superman with Mike, Trace, and Bill, as well as Bridget, Mary Jo, Frank, and Trace, and everybody. Lots of people were in on that one, so you want to go watch it. It's hysterical. Frank Conniff, speaking of, as you know, he's got some great books out there. You'll want to give him a read. I've recently started the latest one, and I'm already giggling. I get through the introduction, and I'm already giggling. Frank is awesome. Frank and Trace, who make up the Mads, they are back, and they're coming to a city near you. Coming up soon, this coming couple weeks, this Friday, January 19th, they'll be in San Antonio, Texas. January 25th, they're heading up to New York, and to Yonkers. You'll want to check their event page. They've added new dates. They're going to be in Atlanta and Portland, Minnesota, Ohio, all over, so hopefully they're coming close to you. And of course, they do have their movie sign with the Mads, which is their podcast where they talk about current movies. The one they recently released is Bright, that new Netflix movie. They also recently did I, Tonya, so you want to give those a listen. Let's see, Hampton Yount, of course, has his podcast Suicide Buddies. This one was a wrestling-themed episode, so if you're a wrestling fan, you'll want to go give that a listen. Baron Vaughn this Friday is going to be at the San Francisco Sketch Fest, being a patient for Dr. Katz. So if you're in San Francisco and you get to go to Sketch Fest, definitely check that out. Felicia Day is going to be in Seattle at the Emerald City Comic Con in March. Mark your calendars now so you can go see Kinga. Patton, of course, has his great show Happy on Sci-Fi. Oh, and that's right, I forgot. He's going to be in that new, he's going to be on another comedy show coming out on ABC, NBC, Fox. I can't remember, but I'll figure it out. It has the guy from Always Sunny. Yeah, I'll put the link down there. Anyway, so I'm sure it'll be funny, I guess. I don't know. And also, Grandpa Choco, Mr. Waverly, he has a podcast called Under the Puppet where he talks to other puppeteers and folks, and it's really cool and interesting, and you learn about lots of cool puppet stuff. So you want to give that a listen. If you know of anything happening in the world of the alumni of this show and where they might be, let me know. I want to tell everybody about it so they can come visit them. So yeah, give me some information so I can pass it along. Last but not least, let's talk about merchandise. If you hadn't seen it already, there is a pre-order happening right now for the MST3K Season 11 soundtrack glow-in-the-dark vinyl record. I thought it was really hipster, but you know what? I'm thinking about getting one because it kind of looks cool. I don't even have a record player, but I want one. Of course, you can also pre-order your MST3K Season 11 Blu-ray disc. And over at the store, they've got the shirts, glasses, and the other box sets that you can order of the previous episodes. Shout for that, and that's Shoe Shout Factory, can't forget them. Over at Thinkgeek, they got, the Jonah Heston kitchenware going on. You want to pick that up. And Zen Monkey Studios, they've got shirts and some prints and their pins. I'm not sure if that sale was going on that they had. It was still going on, but, you can definitely check it out. They have sales all the time. So, and can't wait to see. We just found out there is actually going to be a Mike pin. So they've got a Jonah pin, or Joel pin, Jonah, and Mike. So we're going to have all three. So anyway, can't wait for those to come out. I think that's it. I think I've rambled on long enough for you guys. Try to stay warm out there. Love and Riffs. Captain Dolphin out.